First playoff round right there.
Buffalo Bills are speeding past the Pittsburgh Steelers and onto the Kansas City Chiefs. 5:30 p.m. at home.
No, guys stepping up, man.
Hell yeah.
That Kyer,
And as the refs tried to steal this game away from us, the Buffalo Bills prevailed. An unbelievable tackle. Christian Benford here actually ended up hurting his knee on this play, but clearly a fumble and recovery by Balin Spector, who also ended up hurting his back this game. Joe Brady freaking out over Josh Allen's longest run in playoff history for the Buffalo Bills. Actually, the second longest run in playoff history in the NFL. Josh Allen exceeding 19 miles an hour, which was the fastest any player has reached for the Buffalo Bills this season. Even Deontay Hardy getting a reception here on offense. We were without Gabe Davis, but Deontay Hardy's first reception as a Buffalo Bill goes for 34 yards. And the stadium was flying high, throwing snow, going absolutely berserk after this crazy snowfall in Orchard Park. We survived the storm. The Bills were built for this weather. Stephon Diggs gagging on the Steelers here, grabbing one of their water bottles and chugging it right in their face on the sidelines. Now, Stephon Diggs seemed to be a little bit shaken up at one moment during this game, to include a bunch of other players, but I love seeing this. Josh Allen finding Khalil Shakir here, who keeps his balance, puts his hand to the ground, escapes, jukes, shed multiple blocks, and gets into the end zone for the go-ahead score, putting the Buffalo Bills up 31-17. It wasn't just the speed of Josh Allen, it was the snowplow with this whole entire offensive line. Josh Allen hurdling, getting over these big boys, and unfortunately, the Buffalo Bills did have a minor injury to Connor McGovern, who ultimately came back into the game, but still, Josh Allen prevailed using his speed, his strength, even on that 50-plus yard rushing touchdown. Josh Allen lowered his shoulder and ran through the tackler. He juked, and he also hit that 19-plus miles an hour. We spoke about it going into this game that the Bills were going to have to dive deep into the depth of this roster, and Kyer Elam sees the field with limited playing time this season in place of Christian Benford's injury, and he gets the interception on Mason Rudolph. That's one thing Kyer Elam presents for the Buffalo Bills. Although he doesn't have a lot of playing time and playing snaps, even going back to his rookie year, because Christian Benford beat him out, unlike Trey White, who played his entire rookie season, Kyer Elam, on a per-snap basis, has a ton of takeaways and turnovers. Yes, he gets beat here and there, but he makes game-changing plays. Josh Allen finding a seam pass right here to Dalton Kincaid for an amazing, amazing touchdown right off the turnover. Buffalo Bills are on fire. Josh Allen, 3 total passing touchdowns this game, 1 rushing touchdown, hitting both the Smash Brothers and Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox for touchdown. Here's the touchdown to Dawson Knox. Josh Allen backing up in the pocket, throwing off his back foot and hitting Dawson Knox for the touchdown, who crowd surfs into the Bills Mafia. Absolutely hyped up. Where else would you rather be than right now, Bills Mafia? Steve Tasker getting the fans ready pre-game. This has been a remarkable season. I get it. The Buffalo Bills are dealing with a ton of injuries right now, especially on the defensive side of the ball. When you take a look at everything that has occurred this season, to include just this game versus the Steelers, losing St. Bernard, TB, Terrell Bernard, who is the second best statistical linebacker in the NFL so far. He went in for x-rays on his ankle. It did not look good. They had an air cast on that ankle. He looked visibly upset. So we need to pay attention to this. Terrell Bernard could very well be done for this year. And when you consider that the Bills have a young rookie at middle linebacker, Dorian Williams, who a lot of people thought was in contention of starting at middle linebacker for the Bills this season, but Terrell Bernard came out of nowhere and stole the show. But again, we're really hoping that Tyrell Dotson comes back versus Kansas City. We're hoping that Rasul Douglas is going to be healed and ready to go versus Kansas City. Daquan Jones is already back. The Buffalo Bills were without Taylor Rapp tonight. He could very well come back. We kind of saw Cam Lewis get picked apart by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they tried to take advantage of him. Now, I'm still awfully high on Cam Lewis. I think every memorable moment that he gets, he is progressing, and his trajectory in the NFL is sky high. Another injury that was sustained by the Buffalo Bills was Taron Johnson, who was being evaluated for a head injury, likely a concussion. We have to hope that Taron Johnson is going to be good to go. Obviously, we already mentioned Terrell Bernard has been taken in for x-rays on that ankle. Sam Martin was also another injury that was sustained to his hamstring. Now, he did come back into the game and punt the ball as well, but it was only a 44-yard punt, so I think he was missing a little bit of power there. He did hold the kick for T-Bass, and we just have to pay attention to Sam Martin, make sure he is okay. Again, Deontay Hardy's reception that went for 33 yards, absolutely amazing. Balin Spector hurt his back, but earlier in the game, he was definitely flying around. He was definitely physical. His presence was clearly felt, and we just have to hope that Balin Spector's back is going to be good to go, especially if Dotson can't go next week against the Chiefs. That 52-yard rushing touchdown was Josh Allen's longest in the regular season as well as the playoffs. We can even see Christian Benford dealing with that knee. Kaiir Elam records his second career playoff interception in his third career playoff game. Just like I said, Kaiir Elam making the most of his opportunities in game-changing plays. Yes, he gets beat sometimes. Yes, he bounced off Pat Fairmouth like a ping pong ball trying to tackle him, but ultimately got the interception, made a game-changing play, took points off the board for Bills Mafia. Also, Greg Rousseau tallies his first career playoff sack, bringing down Mason Rudolph for an 11-yard loss, which was the only sack of the game. Rookie Dalton Kincaid getting his first playoff touchdown, almost had two of them in this game on a 29-yard pass. Really, Taron Johnson forcing the fumble and the fumble recovery by Terrell Bernard. Also, Christian Benford forcing the fumble on Pat Fairmouth and recovered by Balin Spector, unfortunately, was overturned. But we could see the Buffalo Bills playoff receiving touchdowns. Andre Reed had 9 total in his career. Well, guess and look who's tied for number 2. Gabe Davis was 6, mainly because of that Chiefs game. And also James Lofton was 6, as well as now Dawson Knox. Well, it was clearly a remarkable game here versus the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. How nice is it being at home for these playoff games? And once again, we're going to be at home versus the Kansas City Chiefs. How many years have we been waiting and talking about this? The opportunity is here for the Buffalo Bills to finally play Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce at home, not having to go to Arrowhead in the playoffs, a very difficult stadium to play in. Now they come to an even more difficult stadium in the Buffalo Bills, where our crowd sounds like jet engines. Injuries are definitely a concern for the Bills, but we have showed with Sean McDermott that we are capable of overcoming them. Whether you look at the loss of Trey White, Matt Milano, missing Daquan Jones the majority of the season, we had to really mix and match all throughout the year. And I really think that is ultimately going to help us for the remainder of the playoffs and potential Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes has no idea what to expect from Dorian Williams starting at middle linebacker. Maybe we put Tyrell Dotson if he's healthy. So the Chiefs have some serious question marks in the game planning department going against the Buffalo Bills. Plus, unlike other years, the Buffalo Bills have 11 and 12 personnel with Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. We officially have an additional weapon to Stephon Diggs. Diggs still has not gone for over 100 yards. Teams could forcibly eliminate Diggs by double covering him and bracketing him. And in years past, we didn't have another answer. But you know what? This year we do. Even without Gabe Davis, we have Khalil Shakir. We have James Cook in our running attack. We have Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. We have so many weapons here for the Buffalo Bills to mix in and actually win as a dual threat, as a dual purpose offense, running, passing. We have multiple opposite targets of Stephon Diggs that are going to shred the Chiefs alive. Don't forget, Von Miller is continuing to progress. Von Miller is getting better and better each and every single game into the playoffs. Kansas City Chiefs offense with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are only a shadow of themselves. And Spagano and Sean McDermott have a tight relationship going back all the way to Philadelphia. think Sean McDermott has one of the best understandings of Spagano, their defensive coordinator, than pretty much anyone in the league. This is definitely going to help Joe Brady out in the game planning department. I really believe the Buffalo Bills relationship, even between Andy Reid and Sean McDermott, we understand what they're ultimately going to do. We've played them several times the past several seasons, basically twice a year for the past 3 or 4 years. The Buffalo Bills are going to be ready to go versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and this time at home in Buffalo. Well, guys, I hope you appreciated this video. If you did, hit like, subscribe. It would really mean the world to me and support my efforts for this channel. Want to support me further? Check out the link in the description for the Buffalo Chicken Wing merch. We have black, blue, gray, red, long sleeve hoodies, sizes small through 5XL, and free shipping to boot until the end of this year. But I truly appreciate you guys all so much. We are speeding past the Pittsburgh Steelers and onto the Kansas City Chiefs here at home Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Buckle up those chin straps, Bills Mafia. We're ready to go. Appreciate you guys all so much. Hit like, subscribe, and go Bills.